Hey guys, it's me man, actually I'm bringing you guys some more things, right? Ace Attorney, Justice for All. In the last episode, I believe, found out about Acro's brother, Bat, and we found out how he died, unfortunately. And right now we are going to talk to Acro about his brother, probably find out why he has such a big grudge against Regina. So without further ado, let's go. I believe he is, loading house and then Acro's room. Let's go. Ah, Mr. Wright, back again I see. Well, he said I'll be back. Wait, or was that someone else? We're back because Agro is hiding why his legs are injured. He was hurt in an accident 6 months ago. It would seem that he knows what we know. Well. I need to move my thing. I think that's better. Well, it seems you've got things you want to talk about. So far away. All right. Let us present the Magatama. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that's were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep a secret. Acro, are you telling me that a practice incident was the cause of your injury? I think it was something to do with Leon the lion. Leon? 6 months ago you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion? That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. I'm not sure if attack is the best word to put it. You must have battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight. You had to fight to save someone. And I believe that person is your brother. That it was a shame that happened to your brother. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo, you must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. Anyways, there were a terrible team cut down at the same time. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up wrapped up in the same accident together, like always. I see. An accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broke Acro's dialogue. He must have an incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault? Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you're hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like that much. And that person is Regina. Regina? You always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she is cruel. Well done, attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I overdid it again. But if I can hand him something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had out for Regina all along. Oh crap! I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Oh no. Okay. Cut! Alright, we're back. Proof that you had it out for Regina all along. Maybe it was the note. Maybe he was the person that... Oh, he must have slipped it into her pocket when... He must have slipped it in her pocket when she went to see him. This. Where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it was around breakfast time. I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. You wrote this and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. There we go. Unlock successful. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My little brother Bat had a dare with Regina. A dare? An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane. Didn't he know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too, but that line was very old to begin with. An age fraught with countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this partial time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing, and that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon chopped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. You see, I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. That's the reason why I can't keep going. Bat and Regina, they were such great friends. Oh yeah, I want you to take a look at this. What is this? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. This scarf was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When did he looked like he... When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Acro, obviously. What? When he bit down on Bat's head, the expressions on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick, I know. Mo said the same thing. What do you know? What do you think it means? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. Von Karma, I've heard everything, so hand over the scarf. The scarf is evidence in the trial. This is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've served a summons on Acro to appear in court as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more about at the prosecutor's office. Acro, a witness? Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. No, now what do we do, Nick? How are we gonna handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together now. Alright, he's gonna say to be continued, but of course we are gonna continue immediately. So I can't be bothered to save, so let's not save because I might as well. Don't know if something crazy is gonna happen, so might as well save. Alright, December 30th, 9:41 AM. Let's go. Good morning, Axe. Oh yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usually sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Teehee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina? How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end. Huh? Is that kind of show? Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess she doesn't seem to realize what's going on or even where she is. Well, Max, I can't believe she's wearing that right now. Whatever. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. I don't think she's going to be enjoying this at all. The fact that she's here is probably the worst idea. Top of the morning to you. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Okay, you go down low, all the way to the floor. I'm not going to sing that. This is a song. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with the energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my, thank you. So, how are you today, Phoenix? Right? Well, I've got a feeling today I'm going to face off against a real criminal. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. Okay. I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to the court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. So you're trying to teach this little girl about the reality of death. She's not going to take it as easy, but we gotta do what we gotta do. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation that the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Kamshu. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or should I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Still has those birds in there. Name and occupation? Kane Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I can't get over that name, man. The second name, Dingling, shit. That's just funny. I don't know. Where were you this night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness room is near the crime scene. My room is on the third floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. I was resting my head in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside my window. Then a few moments, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Maximilian Galactica. I saw him from behind. But yeah, that's who it looks like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little to the prosecutor need to add. All that is left is to explain how the defendant disappeared in the sky that night. Hold it! Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In other words, Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Can't speak. Alright. So apparently, there's no reason to try and press anything. 3 moments fine was matching. I saw him from behind, but he looked like. I don't think that's right. How did you know it was him? The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So when the lights were off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your room. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see it. But honestly, that was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was some person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on front. Did you see any other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as a cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy about it. Yeah, there's a contradiction. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. Oh yeah, he couldn't have seen the silk hat because the silk hat was on the fucking floor when they found it. So there was no way he had the silk hat. Yes, I do. What was this? The silk hat. Take that. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat? What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down at your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside the window was tough enough a challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found at the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Nope. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max Silk's hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you trying to say that Max has 2 silk hats? No, this is handmade, one of a kind model, made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order. Like always, someone has to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness? He has a grasp against massive Didi Acro is the real culprit. I doubt that, but Acro is the real culprit. Man. He has a drums against Max. No. Max was dreaming. No. Let's go with this one. Might as well. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion, accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Maybe I made another link in my head. Can't remember what I recorded the last episode yesterday, and I can't remember exactly what was I thinking. I was thinking that maybe Regina was the one that made Leon chomp down on Bat's head, but then when I think about it, maybe it's something else. Maybe it was someone else who made Leon chomp down on Bat's head. If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough to almost be scary. Yeah. He's staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is trying to help his client, but to do this by accusing me of murder of all things. See, even a silver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick it on the disabled you heartless crew. Oh, it doesn't matter if he's disabled, bruv. Phoenix is a poopy head. see that, Mr. Rings, right? Shut up, man. A disabled person could commit murder just as good as a non-disabled person. It doesn't matter who they are. Like, anyone can kill anyone, unless he did not have arms or did not have legs, or did not have a mouth to use, or did not have teeth. He couldn't kill anyone. Like, if he was able to kill someone. What did he say? Do you have a... Yes, of course he did. That's the only way. It's impossible for him to do this by himself. If that's the case, then it would be natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Nope. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. It seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. Let's continue. Who, perchance, would have been his accomplice? Oh shit! I think I made a mistake. 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 Oh shit. I think I made a mistake. I don't know. You don't say. This is suddenly looking very, very bad. Yeah. Don't tell me you think you're getting off that easily. What? Oh, did you hear that? Hear what? The sound of getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure that accusation is built on solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that the person you've accused is indeed the accomplice? No, I don't. I don't know. It was a mistake. I think I did. I made a mistake. Yeah, I made a huge mistake today. Lacking persuasive power. Please, let's go back to where we were. I do believe I did make a mistake. I think maybe. Of course he didn't. Yeah, he didn't have a mistake. He didn't have a. Not this time, Von Karma. I fell into the trap, but luckily didn't lose too much health. You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbing on about, Mr. Wright? Because when I thought about it, maybe no, he didn't have an accomplice. Planned to commit a whole. I want to hear this now. I don't know how he did this. I honestly don't. Order. What are you getting at? Way to keep on your toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. And to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do that, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix, right? If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. Where was I think it was in his room. He was in his room. What else did you hear the entire time? That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. There's only one answer to that. Acro didn't leave his room to kill my ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? What are you saying, Mr. Dingling? What do you say, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously wouldn't wear Max's costume. How did you do it? What's the next course of the legal buffet? Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here, she's right, I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he killed the ringmaster while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to delight the present some evidence. I'm going to present some evidence. So, what did they use? Oh, I think he used his bust. I think that was pretty obvious. Bronze statue. Let's check it. I think he used it. Yeah, I think. Look. Oh. I made a link again. I got the light bulb just went on off in my head when I saw the bust. The bust. Quite a large bust. Nice size, and it's very, very heavy. Yep. I think he dropped it on his head. He dropped it on his head, and then he used some kind of pulley system to pull it up, and he put the cloak on it. He put the cloak on it, and he pulled it back up again. That's what I think he did. That's why it looked like he was. That's why it looked like Max was flying. He wasn't actually flying. It was his bust that was being pulled up with the force of gravity. Maximum galactic amble bust. He knocked it on his head, and then he pulled it back up. Order. So he's saying the bust fell into the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck to a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like a bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these changes? Changes? I don't know what he said. Acro is a lot for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't run away from oh my god, please. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? From Karma? She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? No, we have to continue to be assholes. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request an expert testimony. The witness will have no problems, however, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sing to any low to win a case. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust just on him. Don't you think? It's impossible for not to mention that he would not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on this matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Oh God. There's a burp. Right. Hold on, I want to check something. No way. Okay. Let's press everything. Let's just press everything. Have you ever lifted the bus before? No, I've never actually lifted it with my own two hands, but I should get to it. But I should get to it. Don't you think? I think I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bus before? Wow. Please continue with the testimony, Mr. Dingling. The monkey is... What the fuck? That's weird. The monkey, that's a strong ass monkey. Are you sure it's not a gorilla? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or to tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or something. Or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa! How did the discussion turn it to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. Boo boo. I'm smarter than the average bear. Boo boo. Yeah, that's a Yogi Bear reference. Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window. What? I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs here. So you couldn't have thrown that bus out the window. Maybe it was possible for him to know where he would stand. So he would just need to push it out. Maybe he knew exactly where thing was Russell Berry would stand. So he could push it out and know exactly where it would come from. If the witness was carrying the bus, he would not be able to see it out below the window. That makes it impossible for me to look at his head. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bus, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If you knew the location. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Then he could drop the bus. That makes sense. If only I could prove it somehow. The Acro knew the location without looking down. Yeah, that's what I thought. Man, I'm so smart. I'm so smart, man. I'm so smart, guys. Like, I've already suspicious thing. Okay, that's how it's really bust. Do you think? If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there's no way that I could score a direct hit on the head ringmaster's head. So that kind of theory, that makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Acro is strong enough to lift up the bus. The main problem is how you would have aimed for the ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim the ringmaster. I have to find. Maybe if he knew where he was standing. That makes it impossible to know. I don't think so. Acro, you don't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. He does that a lot. He does that a lot. He doesn't get to his point fast enough, which is kind of pointless. It adds flavor text, but I'm like, get to the point, man. The key point is here, the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim had found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box has already been placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box, which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean if the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would have been no way that it could miss the head of the victim. Really? Order. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tighten themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope then he had it. All he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip some, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Indeed, it had a peculiar feature. Had a peculiar feature. Oh yeah, it was heavy, isn't it? The box has a remarkable weight. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body. You know what you say? Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool. Does she even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you drop it? Did you drop the bus on the ringmaster? What are you talking about? Even if I wanted to do such a thing, I couldn't. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of the bus? I can't remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Okay, so he remembers. And luckily Phoenix remembers. I remember one important fact, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I could not possibly leave the laundry house by myself. You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Hold on a second. I want to check something. Where is that? Max G bust. Bronze statue. It's quite shiny, isn't it? Quite shiny indeed. It's quite a shiny thing. And yeah, you know what I mean? We definitely have a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright. She got me saying Phoenix Wright, his full name all the time, so like shit. Let's get back to the series. As you can see, it's a very shiny bust. Who likes shiny things? Money the Monkey. And we already heard from Acro that he could pick out the bust. Yeah, he loves shiny objects of any size. For instance, he stole a ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying that the monkey had the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't always that shiny. Maybe you should put the white down sometimes and read the court record. My, those are some nice clouds he's holding. Yes, and they were made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro. Maybe Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. He still seems like, he seems normal. Order, I said, order, Miss Von Karma. Where is the bus in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a strange turn of events. If that monkey did not steal the bus, then what happens to this case? Well, in that event, something else must have been used as the murder weapon. Well, or maybe this bus was the murder weapon, but it was used by accident. That's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I would think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? And what is that? You should know. You forgot that the fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah! There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you down now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. There weren't two people. One was the victim, Russell, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The clown saw the murderer. Who was it then? It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a person. It was a thing. It was the bust. You saw Max's oh my fucking god. I asked you who was the other person Mo saw on the scene of the crime. That evidence has nothing to do with that question. Objection. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw just happened to be wearing a cloak. There's no reason why he couldn't attract a cloak with the bust. Attach a cloak to the bust. Or a cloak like that could easily get snagged on the bust if they come into contact. Idiot! Who in their right mind will put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just a minute, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is the utmost importance in this case. Don't you agree? Oh, he caught me. So, let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bus? The only person that could have. Fool? Him? You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust? Place the cloak isn't really the same right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what happened that night? Let's stay back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached the rope to the bust. He dangled the bust out the bedroom window, exactly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by no one other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben Shallow. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. What now? This is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the box fell on the victim, ow! You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, that just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting upset, Miss Bonkama. This circus isn't over yet. Eh? With the shock of the impact, it threw up the cloak and it got snagged onto the bust. That's when the sound was heard by a witness, and he looked out the window. The witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it, primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappeared in the sky. Came it be. Now you know how the murder actually took place. And now you know who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the scene. It could only have been you. He's still calm as a feather. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But when he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale, but do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecutor brings out a point. Can we see some evidence? Nick. Sorry. They want to see some evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder for your method. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that and get out of this jam. That's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs up your claim. I want hard proof that on every case. White roses. Didn't see white roses. He didn't see white roses. I gotcha. I gotcha. I gotcha. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during today's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in most testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool. Do you ever have to shut up? Ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found on the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing the silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually on the bus. Was actually the bust. Yeah, his symbols, they weren't all there, and that's the only way that explains it. Because you saw the cloak; it covered the white roses on the thing, and we didn't. There weren't any white roses on the bust. And second of all, the silk hat that was on the bust. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court. He said that he witnessed the white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown testimony doesn't match. Yeah, because the clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to try to explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was it? Please recall the incident when the snow cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? They were covered. Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which means why Mo didn't see it. White roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order, order. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. He's calm as hell, and he's been calm all day. So I think, well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible depth of gratitude towards the ringmaster. That's why I think he may have known that maybe Bat was killed by the ringmaster. That's what I think. That's his motive, but we gotta prove that motive. Your Honor, it's like I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive. It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel that this is a good practice to take a break. I will listen to the rest of thank God for recesses. Even the judge knew it was time to save the game. Even he knew it was time to end the episode. Thank you guys for watching today's part. If you did enjoy, thank you. If you did enjoy, please leave a like. It'd be so awesome. And of course, subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys later for some more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Peace.